Object relations theory is a theory based on relationships between people, in particular within a family, and especially between the mother and her child. A basic tenet is that we are driven to form relationships with others, and that failure to form successful early relationships leads to later problems. It is also concerned with the relation between the subject and their internalised objects, as well as the external objects. Thus, we have a relationship with the internal mother, as well as an external one. The development of male gender identity is seen as more difficult as the first person with whom the infant identifies as female. This presentation is mainly based on two males, one who was breastfed and one who was not. We will show clips of counselling sessions later in their lives to show how they were affected by these early childhood experiences. We will also show clips of two girls in play therapy.
This presentation is based on the work of Klein's object relation theory. Klein is a psychodynamic psychologist whose theory was originated from Freud's ideas. Klein was the first person to use traditional psychoanalysis with young children. Klein that believed that babies, were the givers of good, loyal, long life relationships.
Here we see two girls playing. The child to the left, child A, is recluse and finding it hard to interact with the other child. Child A is showing forms of anxiety, for example, biting of the nails and crossing her arms and withdrawal from interaction. She does not adapt easily and feels unsafe in her surroundings and finds it hard to build trust in the situation. Like we can see how she is glancing at the door a lot, waiting to see if her mother will return. Object relations theory would suggest that the child bond was not formed in the early years. The breast was not given freely, which leads to anxieties in this child. And on the right we have child B, who finds it easier to adapt in new situations and feels comfortable in her surroundings. Object relations theory would suggest that because this child was breastfed, she is able to form trusting relationships and would have less anxieties than the child who was breastfed. Herbert. He was not breastfed as a child, as there was a lack of presence by his mother, who chose to feed Herbert with a bottle. Object relations theory states that these early childhood relationships can lead to anxiety throughout his life. Herbert is left dissatisfied and the object, the boob, is seen as bad. He is shown a lack of affection and close human contact.
Herbert, sweetheart, you have to go in here. You need to sort your life out. You need to settle down and meet a nice girl. Your relationships are all over the place. You're moping around all day, every day, doing nothing.
Yeah, and whose fault is that? But yours. You're the one who raised me to be like this. You've no trust in me. You think there's something wrong with me, there isn't.
You can't put all the blame on me, Herbert. You need
but it is your fault. It's not mine.
You're an adult now, and you need to get in here and sort your life out. Your relationships are up in a heap. You need to meet a nice girl, build your trust, and settle down.
I don't need to go in here.
You see too. We're ready to see you now.
I don't think I need to go in here.
Okay, we leave your mother here, so we'll just bring you in. You pop in, so Herbert, please. I'll see you in a little while and chat then.
Hi Herbert, welcome back. So from last week's session, we might just continue on. So we left off anyway talking about your current relationship with your girlfriend. How are things going?
Nah man, she's not around no more.
Oh, interesting, and why not?
Well, you know, we had a few issues.
Really?
Yeah, there was no trust in the relationship, you know. I'd send her down to the shop to get me a pack of chicken dippers and, you know, she'd be gone away for hours on the lash and she'd come back and she'd think I wanted chicken nuggets, but I didn't, I wanted the chicken dippers, so, you know, I just go into the other room and turn on the PlayStation because, you know, the PlayStation's always there for me. I can turn that on, you know, and you know.
That's interesting, Herbert. Very interesting. So you're not together anymore?
No, she's well gone. Well shot of her now.
So you couldn't really rely on her, is it?
No. There was no trust there, you know. She had issues.
She'd issues?
Yeah, she definitely had issues.
She had issues, okay. And Herbert, just quickly, what's your relationship like with your mother?
Oh, Herbert, isn't it great to get out for a stroll out into the fresh air and away from the bedroom?
No, it's not. I want to go home.
That away now. Herbert, come on, you're in a desperate attitude lately.
No, I want to go home. My mother, I wouldn't say me and my mother had a relationship per se.
All right, yes. And when you were a child, Did you have much of a relationship?
No, you know, I go down the back of the shop and have a few cans, you know, but we didn't have a great relationship at all.
Was your mother around a lot as a child?
No, definitely not. She wasn't. She didn't have trust in me either, you know. We didn't have a great trusting relationship.
And would your mother get you the right chicken dippers?
No.
No?
No, she'd bring back chips or something.
Oh, interesting.
Here we see David, who is being breastfed by his mother. Klein's object relations theory states that from his connection with his mother, he will continue to form relationships easily throughout his life. He is given adequate interaction and affection, and object relations theory would suggest that interpersonal relationships are strong and will continue.
You really have a problem.
I don't think I have a problem, but I'll go because I love you.
You really need to sort this out.
So what? What man doesn't want to spend time with his wife and kids all the time?
But you're way too clingy. Really, really clingy.
Okay, I'll do it just to keep you happy.
You treat me like your mother, not your wife.
I know I'm close to my mother, but there's no need to bring her up into it.
You need to sort yourself out. And now.
Okay, I'll go, but there's no problem at all. Can we just kiss me?
You really have to go in now.
Please,
no.
please, can we just leave?
No, not this time. You're going in. It's for the best. It really is.
Look, I'll do what you have to say. Please.
No, please, will you please go in? Go, please, go in.
Hi David, would you like to phone me in?
Yeah.
Hi David, welcome to the session today. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about your relationships and your current relationship with your wife. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Well, at the moment, my wife means everything to me, and I spend all my time really with her and my kids when I'm not working.
Okay, so are you fairly secure in that environment? You feel?
Yeah, definitely. Like I have to work, obviously, and I like work, but whenever it's over, I'm always with my wife and kids. I think that's important.
Very good, very good. And so yourself and your wife have a very good relationship at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's perfect, and I wouldn't change anything.
Really? Okay. And what is your relationship like with your mother?
It's quite similar. She's always around as well. Georgina has a problem with it, but I don't think there's any problem. I like to spend time with all of them.
Do you like to spend a lot of time with your mother?
Yeah, at the same time I would with my wife and my kids. You know, they mean a lot to me.
Very good. And when you were younger, Dave, did you spend a lot of time with your mother?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with my mother and my father, and we did everything together, and that's why I did nothing to me, so that's why I spent all my time with my kids and my wife.
So you think it's okay to have a good relationship? You think it's important to have a good relationship with your family?
Definitely, yeah, I definitely think it's very important.
And can I ask you about your past relationships and relationships you might have had with other women? How did they fare out?
Well, I've been with Georgina for a few years, but I had 3 other relationships. They weren't that serious. I'm still friends with them now. You know, we keep in contact. It's just life brought us different ways, but we're still good friends.
And why did they end? Can I ask?
I don't know, they said that maybe I was a tiny bit too clingy or possessive. I don't know, but we're still friends now.
Oh yeah. Okay. And tell me about your work situations. Have you a good relationship with your boss and your work colleagues?
Yeah, I love my work colleagues. You know, we do stuff. I always have lunch with them and we always keep in contact, but you know, as I said, I like to keep my family life separate, so I spend most of my time with my family.
So you do have a lot of friends and close
relationships? Oh yeah, I have
relationships.
loads of friends, yeah. I love having a big circle of friends.
Very good, interesting. So thanks very much for coming in today, David. It's a very good session. So what we do is we'll keep in contact and you can make another appointment soon.
That's brilliant, thanks for that.
In conclusion, object relations theory states that whether you're breastfed or not, your bond with your primary caregiver in life defines your future relationships. The ego and superego carry on functions previously formed by parents or others. For example, good breast becomes focal point around which ego develops, and the infant deflects life instinct and death instinct onto the external object, for example, the frustrating or gratifying breast.